Hello. Hello, guys. So, as you all know, I am here in Kuwait living the quarantine life. So, I thought this was the perfect time to work on some things that I have been wanting to work on for a while. We're going into our third month of being quarantined here in Kuwait. Like really quarantined. People use that word loosely, but like we legit cannot leave our neighborhood. It's not everywhere in Kuwait. It's just in some areas that the government chose to lock down, and it's been fine. We have food. We've been spending quality time. We've been you know doing what married people do, and we've been enjoying ourselves. But I would be lying if I didn't tell you I'm getting a little restless from being in the house all of this time, but I'm grateful and I'm thankful because people all over the world have way more serious problems than what I have. So, yeah, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to share with you some things that I'm going to be discussing in my private community and just some helpful information as, we get to a point in the world where we really need to be making more money, brushing up on our soft skills, brushing up on our appearance, our image, and just thinking about things that are more important. But this video is about, um, I think I said 10 things that people decide about you within seconds of meeting you. And this is based in research. Okay. This is not like my opinion. This is like research based things. And I wanted to come share it with you because I think that a lot of people focus on things that they should not be focusing on. You should be focusing on what you can improve about yourself and the things that you cannot change about yourself, such as your skin color, your race, your ethnicity, your background as far as how you were raised. You can't change those things, but you can change your life now as an adult. All right. So I want to talk about some things that I think people don't think about. Um, and I want to start the conversation by discussing what your goals in life are. So, when I give you the list of 10 things, it's going to be different for everybody because some of you might have a career that's more artsy. You may be a makeup artist or you may be a stylist. Some of you might have corporate careers where your dress code is stricter. Some of you might have government positions. Some of you may be entrepreneurial, such as myself. And so every one of us can have different images based on what we desire in life and where we're going in life. So you do need to keep in mind your individual path in life when I start giving you the things that people use to judge you in the first few seconds of meeting you. And when I say seconds, I'm really talking about within like a tenth of a second. It's like really a short amount of time that people use to make an impression about who you are. And this could be on a job interview, this could be in dating, in your romantic life, for those of you that have not settled down yet. This could be with friendships, networking, when you're trying to get into certain circles or certain groups, or even create a new circle for yourself. This could be like me when you move abroad and you have to learn how to survive independently in a very uncomfortable situation that's not your country, not your homeland, but you have to figure out how to navigate and how to meet people and how to make things happen for yourself. And so I thought the research that comes from these 10 things are going to help you start to focus on what you can control, and what you cannot control you need to throw those things in the trash can because it's not going to help you in the area of self concept, which we talked about in my private Patreon community. It's not going to help you with your confidence. It's not going to help you with your image. It's useless conversations that are not going to actually help you to level up your life. Okay. All right. 10 things that people decide within seconds of meeting you. One, how much they should trust you. A lot of people, they're just very, very lazy. I was one of these people. I used to be one of these people for, I want to say it was like a 3 year span of time where I was one of those people that's like, well, I'm just going to the store. I'm just going to throw this on real quick. I always really have cared about my appearance. So it was always decent, but I might not have taken the step to make sure that my makeup was in place, or, to make sure that I had on the correct shoes that match with the casual outfit that I was wearing, or I may not have taken as much time with my athleisure wear for when I'm running errands, because that's really my more of my style in Kuwait. It's athleisure, but it's classy athleisure. It's not leggings. I don't run around all day in leggings. I mean, I think like that's very childish, and it's very, I only wear leggings if I know I'm going to specifically work out, and if I need to run errands, it's going to be in an outfit that covers my behind, because grown women don't wear leggings exposing their behind. That's what teenagers and women in their 20s do, young women. Grown women cover their behinds when they go out. Okay. Classy women cover their behinds when they go out. And so there's a certain way that you carry yourself when you have something to lose. My mother, I said this on Instagram, I think. My mother always told me that never deal with people who have nothing to lose. They will do anything, they will wear anything, they will say anything. You cannot actually look to these people as inspiration. And I'm not talking about Instagram stars or YouTube stars. This is a different business, okay? YouTube, look what I'm wearing right now. Like, I wouldn't wear this to my husband was like, "Ooh, it looks like you're wearing lingerie." I'm like, "Babe, it's a tank top. It's literally a tank top and just a um sheer cardigan. That's what I'm wearing right now. But this is appropriate for YouTube because this is my channel, this is my space, this is my business, part of my business. Some of my things that I do, they're not going to be discussed online. They never will be discussed online. But as far as what I do on the internet, I can wear what I want pretty much. But I'm always making sure that, I'm covered up for the most part. I'm not exposing myself. I'm a grown woman, and I'm an older grown woman. I'm not like 25. So I think that it's important to understand, bloggers will tell you certain things, and people who make their living off the internet doing whatever so that they can make money. And these are not people with real jobs. All right. This is a job, but it's not like a real job. Anybody who tells you this is like a real job, it's not. It's much easier in some ways because you're able to be more expressive. The hard part is when you're an entrepreneur, you're making your money for yourself. There's nobody that you're going to go to that's like, "Where's my check? Where's my check this month?" Like, no. When you're an entrepreneur, you have to work hard to make sure that you're making money. There's no like safety net except your savings. So people decide when they meet you if they can trust you or not. And if you meet someone out and about in a place where you could run into people, and you're wearing, some tight leggings with a crop top, and you're over the age of like 25, I mean, this is very odd. This is going to be odd to that person that you're running around with a little top on and some leggings as though you are a young girl. And I noticed there's a trend with old women now to try to look young. I don't know if they're trying to catch a man. I don't know if they are trying to, preserve their youth. I don't really know what they're trying to do, but it's almost like old women, 35 and up, are trying to be young, like our young girls in their 20s. And here's the thing, you can't compete with a 20-year-old. In your brain, you might say to yourself, "I look just as good as I did when I was 20," but no one believes this but you. It's delusional. So, I want you to understand that when you're going out to business meetings, networking events, different social events, cultural events, you need to be mindful that people are going to be making judgments about you in a tenth of a second. Okay. So that doesn't give you a lot of room to play around with your makeup. If you work in an industry that's modest, okay, you don't need drag queen lashes. Drag queen lashes are for people who don't have real jobs, in the sense of their image is going to impact them. It's for fun. It's for a slumber party. It's for where you're with your girlfriends. It's not for people that work in modest, conservative environments. Okay. And this is not this is it really doesn't oppress you. It's a sense of understanding how to dress for your environment. And then on your own time, if you like those bat wings and stuff like that, then you put those things on um in your own time, you know. Okay, the second thing that people judge about you is your socioeconomic status. Okay, socioeconomic status is how much money they think you make. You know, there are some people that are going to treat you, and this is not right. Like, this is not a moral video. This is not about what's right and what's wrong. This is just on what the research shows. So don't leave me silly comments about, oh, well, that's not right. We don't do that as, believers. Listen, none of that matters. This is strictly research. All right. This is like what people do in the world, even good people, because we all judge people by their appearance. Now, those of us that are a little more developed, we know we can't stop there. We have to say, whoa, whoa, whoa. We know we're supposed to look at the heart of people, but this is not how the world is going to treat you, because we don't live in a fair world. Okay. So, your socioeconomic status. So, if you're wearing heels that are run over, you know how our heels get old and they start tipping, especially if you're heavyweight, if you're overweight, if you're big. Heels don't last that long for us. They really don't. Especially if you wear them quite often. They'll start leaning, they'll start tipping, and that is going to be an indicator to someone, oh, they must be struggling. Your handbags, if they're beat up, if they're not clean. These are all indicators to people that, you may not be doing well. Even if it's not true, these are things that people are going to judge you on. And depending on what your career is or what you're trying to achieve, you may want to polish up that look. And so I'm going to go into this deeper today in my private Patreon community. Today's topic in Patreon is about image. We'll do that later on today in the community, and I will have an activity as well to help you with image building. So, also, people who wear labels, this is why people wear labels for the most part, because they want to appear richer than what they are. I mean, that's what wearing designer does for you. I mean, people know this, but it doesn't matter. People like to wear designer because it's exclusive and everyone cannot afford designer. And so that's innately why people like designer. I know people will lie to you and they will tell you, "Oh, it's because of the quality. I love luxury because of the quality." And I have a lot of luxury pieces, and I will say that they are quality, but I probably could find the same quality in just a plain leather bag. And really, that's one of my goals, as I upgrade different pieces in my wardrobe, because really I need a whole wardrobe refresh. I've been home for 3 months. I haven't been caring about fashion or anything, and it's been very refreshing. But I'm looking for brands that are not so well known. I just want some quality leather pieces. I want quality clothing, and they don't have to be necessarily from a certain brand, but people like brands because it's a status symbol. Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, they're status symbols, and a lot of people understand that. And depending on what industry you're a part of, people like to wear those things because they know that people will assume something about them, even if it's not true. Third thing, how smart you are. Okay, so people will make assumptions on how smart you are based on how you present yourself upon meeting them. If you are somebody that likes to use profanity loudly when you're walking through the mall, I even see people use extreme profanity on the internet. No matter what anyone says about that, whether you think it's okay, whether you think it's not okay, this is not a moral video. This is not about morals. You look ignorant. That's just point blank period. Anytime you meet someone and you don't know this person and you start using derogatory language, profanity, you cursing, and you don't know this person, you look ignorant and you look like you were not raised correctly. You look like you were not groomed correctly. And so, a lot of people, they make the mistake of just keeping it real when you shouldn't be keeping it real sometimes. Okay. You need to calm down when you meet someone for the first time, and you need to feel out the relationship before you start, just letting it all hang out, because you could miss something that could be beneficial in your life by turning people off with your crass language. Okay? So, and it may not be true. People who curse are very smart. They're intelligent, they have multiple degrees. So, like I said, it's not like, it doesn't mean it's factual just because someone uses extreme, language, or that they curse, that they're not smart. It just doesn't look smart. Okay? Number 4, how tailored your clothing are. People will look at your clothing, and based on how tailored your clothing are, they will make a decision on if they think you're successful or not. So, you guys know I've had videos in the past where I've talked about tailoring and the importance of tailoring, and this just kind of proved it through some of the articles that I read. Number 5, your earning potential. So when someone meets you, they're going to look at your clothing. This is why it's very important when you are starting a business, maybe you have a business partner, or you are going on a job interview, that you make sure your clothing is correct for the type of job that you're applying for. Also, when you're out in social settings and you're trying to, just network. Networking is just very important. I don't have a lot of friends, but I do have a lot of associates. Okay. I'm always down for meeting new associates, people that I can chop it up with, my little slang for the day. People I can chop it up with, people I can go have lunch with, talk about the weather, talk about life. I have a lot of associates, and, I think that it's important to understand that people are going to judge you based off your attire. So if you're wearing more business casual as opposed to casual attire, that is one way that people judge you. Number 6, people will judge your leadership ability by how you act, by how you carry yourself. So, I thought that was interesting that that was one of the things that people automatically make a decision about us. They make a decision about us, how dominant we are, how assertive we are, and how much of a leader we are based on how we carry ourselves. So that could be your posture, how you sit, your body language, which I will be talking about today in Patreon in the private community. People use those signal cues to decide, is this a leader or is this not a leader? Like I said, it's hard to do that in the first few seconds upon meeting, but it is something that goes into how people view you and view your image. Friendship, okay? People decide if you would make a good friend in the first couple of seconds. And I can honestly say, all the friends that I have had in my life, and I've had wonderful friends in my life. Some people I'm still friends with, some people I'm not friends with anymore. But everybody that I was ever friends with, they had good qualities. And I can almost guarantee you we connected instantly. Like, it was like love at first sight type of situation with all of my friends. It really was like a love at first sight type of thing. And I instantly know if I like you or not upon meeting you. I am that kind of person. There's no gray with me. I'm a black and white type of person. Although we know that there are gray areas in life, but I'm not I don't ride the middle. Okay. I'm a left right kind of person. I'm not a neutral in most things. I'm just not a neutral person. And so I instantly know if I like someone or if I don't like them. And people really find, well, let me put it this way. From the research, it said that if you're agreeable, if you're friendly, if you're organized, if you're open, if you're hardworking, if people can see these things in you upon first meeting you, they're more likely to be receptive to building a friendship with you. So when you're trying to make new friends, this is something you might want to keep in mind. You should not be all stuck up and like cold, and you should be warm, you should be friendly, you should be organized, with your thoughts. Try to be when you're first meeting someone. And then obviously, as you get to know someone, the friendship will deepen upon time. I don't know what number I'm on. Maybe I've reached almost 10. I think I have one more. people decide how religious they think you are upon meeting you. I thought this was very, very interesting. So we know people have all different types of religions, and um, there was a study that was done where they were showing different pictures of people, and the people that they thought were the most religious were people who were smiling, who were energetic, who were relaxed, and who were neat. And so I thought that was very interesting. We know that people will make assumptions about you, especially if you openly say, I'm a religious person," whatever that means, or "I'm a believer," or I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Buddhist," whatever. People are going to look at your attire and they're going to make a judgment about that. And we're not saying if it's right or if it's wrong, but people are making assumptions and judgments about your appearance as far as religion, if you are a religious person. So that is something to keep in mind as well. And I have one more thing that I think is very important. People will determine how aggressive you are upon meeting you in the first couple of seconds. Now, I don't know if I want to describe myself as an aggressive person, but I'm a direct person. You never have to worry about if I like you or not, because I don't deal with people who I don't like. I mean, other than treating them kindly and with respect, you know, I don't I just don't deal with them. I don't talk about them. I don't gossip about them. I don't think about them. And I think this is a habit that I picked up because I realized, all those things, if you don't like someone, just don't like them, don't hate them. We shouldn't hate anyone, but just don't deal with them in general. And so I think that sometimes I would come off too aggressive upon meeting people. And so I had to work on that. Like, it's okay to be assertive, to be friendly, to be kind, but you want to watch how strong you're coming off towards another individual when you're just meeting them, especially with dating. Like, a lot of women, we're so successful as women in today's society. We have degrees and our own money and our own careers, and we're just so successful. A lot of us are so successful that I think a lot of times with men, we forget how to be women. And because of modern day feminism, and you guys know I don't agree with modern day feminism. I'm not a feminist. Feminism was needed at one point because we couldn't vote and we didn't have a choice. Now women have a choice. We have a choice if we want to go get a degree, and I'm speaking in the West. In the West, we have a choice. We can go get a degree, we can get married, we cannot get married, we can become mothers, we cannot become mothers. Like, now we have choices. But with those choices, it's kind of gotten radical, and I'm a more traditional person. So I think that this is a problem that a lot of women have with dating. This is why I believe Generation X women are the most single group. Statistically, Generation X women are single. Those women in between the ages of like 35 to 45, like, that's the most single group of women from Generation X. And I think that Generation X is the most group of single women because I think we forgot how to be women. We were taught, go to college, get your degree, be strong, have your own money, like all these silly things that, education is important. I have my education, but what I found the most joy in, to be honest with you, as I've gotten older, now that I'm an older woman, is my husband, my home, my feeling of always being loved, adored, and appreciated, taken care of, protected. That is what I value the most over my degree. Like, I can't hug my degree at night. My money cannot satisfy my needs. My money cannot, hold me at night. So therefore, it's been nice to kind of fall back into, for me, what it means to be a woman and really own that. And I'm just blessed that I have, and I just had my anniversary. I've been married 15 years, so I know what I'm talking about. This is not hearsay. I've come to realize that there's nothing that completes me more than being feminine, being a woman, tapping into myself and my creative sides, and having a man that loves me unconditionally. There are conditions in our marriage. We have rules, okay? We have a traditional marriage. So adultery, things of that nature are deal breakers. But there's an unconditional love that you get from marriage, and it's very it's hard to describe in words what it feels like to have someone in your corner, especially a man, because you can't be a man. Although we know some women will try. Now, what I was going to say is some of us are kind of like our facial expressions aren't right when we meet people. We might be pursing our lips or raising our eyebrows, or our reactions might be a little strong and aggressive. So if you know you tend to be a direct like me, I'm pretty direct. So if you're direct like me, you may want to consider, taking a class on body language. You may want to consider asking your friends. Well, no, a lot of y'all friends lie to y'all. Y'all need new friends. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, a lot of friends just lie. They just lie. They just don't tell you the truth about your appearance, about your image, about your personality. You need to get with somebody that is going to tell you the truth about your appearance, about your body language, about your language. I mean, because that's who I have around me. Like, you know, people that tell me the truth. Even if I don't like it, they tell me the truth. Like, you're a little strong. You need to calm down. Okay. You're coming off a little aggressive. You need to polish up in this area. That's the kind of people I have around me. And so I'm used to being, I don't want to say criticized. Maybe I'm used to being critiqued. Okay. I'm used to being critiqued. My mom critiques me all the time. My husband will critique me if he feels that something's out of order. My sister will critique me. The coaches and the people that I work with, they will critique me. They will tell me. And so I accept it from those people because I know that they have my best interests at heart, and they're not going to just say anything to appease me. My husband, he be on my case. He be like, did you count your points for Weight Watchers? Because y'all know I'm on Weight Watchers, and it's been a struggle this last month. Like, I got to get my life back together. Thank you so much for your compliment. I appreciate that. And he will check me. He will be like, you count your points because you said you wanted to lose weight. And so that's the kind of people you want in your life. You want people that are going to help you on this journey to level up, because no matter what age you are, God put us here for a reason. So there's a purpose for your life in your 20s. There's a purpose in your life in our 30s. And then as you move into your 40s and your 50s and your 60s, there's going to be a different purpose for your life. And so every stage of our life, we have a purpose, and we should be improving and we should get better, because every day is a new opportunity and a new start. So I just wanted to come and share the 10 things that people use to judge you in the first couple of seconds, because I don't really hear people talking about this, and it may be affecting your life. So that's it. My Patreon members, I will see you in the community in a few hours. I will be on Patreon, and we're going to discuss image building secrets, okay? Things that I have worked on that have helped me, and things that I'm currently working on that I believe is going to take me to the next level. So, yeah, I will see you in my Patreon community. We would love your support. We are a community of women that believe in bettering ourselves in every aspect, emotionally, physically, psychologically. I really like women in my community who live by values. You have values, you have goals. There's a certain way you like to live your life, certain way you like to move. And we would love your support, even if you don't want to watch the videos or whatever. Just support the community. I need, you know, to have that support from you guys, because it keeps me motivated to do this part of my life, because this part is more hobby. This is more of a personal purpose. Like that's why I have this part of my life, because it's sharing stories, it's sharing what I've learned, it's sharing mistakes, good things, bad things. And I think like the younger generation really needs that, because we have a lack of role models in today's society. There's a lack of values. People just don't have values anymore. They don't seem to live by values. And I think it's important for women my age to kind of pass the baton on to the women who are coming after us. Okay. And even if you are older, it's never too late to change. and improve your life. So that's all I have for you. I will see you guys later on Patreon. There's a link in the description box if you want to join Patreon. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.